Hi, welcome back. And today, today I just want to focus on something that's on my mind a lot and that I find really helpful. The reason that it's on my mind a lot because I find it very helpful for centering myself, for reconnecting when I feel a little bit ungrounded. So I want to invite you to take a really deep breath with me. Close your eyes and just let this be a moment of relaxation for you. Take that deep breath and just let it out. A lot of times you'll see guided meditations or even retreats or even business engagements start with breathing because breathing brings us back to here, the experience that we're having here right now. And I know a lot of times in my life in the past, I've struggled with things like depression and issues that had me somewhere else. I felt like I was here. I thought that I was here. It wasn't really, I was creating a lot of things. There was a lot of things being created, let's just say, in the mental arena that put me somewhere else. But that breathing will bring you back, bring you and let you get grounded in yourself. But more than that, about the breathing, and the reason that I think about it a lot is because it's something that's very simple and also so deep and so obvious that it's one of the things that seems to be hardest to get. Because I think as human beings, we have this tendency to think of ourselves like, we're in consciousness, we're alive, we're experiencing, we're having emotions, we're making things happen, we're talking to people, we're interacting. We get very focused on what's going on with ourselves, what our output is. And I don't know that it ever really was brought up that I recall in my life, until I'm now closing in on 40. And, only in the last decade have I really come to find groups of people or read literature that discusses the importance of where the breath is coming from. And I truly wonder how many people really focus on that or think about that at all throughout the day. When you wake up in the morning, do you realize that you're breathing and that you didn't make the decision to keep you breathing today? You have nothing to do with that decision. You have nothing to do with the consciousness that allows you to speak, to take that deep inhale, to center yourself and your body. That's all happening without you, the you that you perceive yourself to be, having any say, having anything to do with it at all whatsoever. And I think that's why when you read a lot of ancient texts, there are a lot of, comments on waking up and being alive and being grateful. Wow, I'm alive today. And I think there's a tendency now to think like it's such a big deal. Like, okay, I woke up. It's another day. And we have this tendency to complain about it and all these things, but I mean, really thinking about that, meditating on that. If you take time to meditate in the morning or at night or any time during the day or during the week at all, it's a great thing to meditate on, especially if you're one of those people that struggles to get into meditation. I hear from people quite a bit that it's hard to focus. Sometimes the chattering in the mind gets overwhelming, or every noise or every different little thing like that. It's pretty timely that it came in right then. Will take you away from what you're doing in your meditation. But if you can really connect with the breathing and connect with that idea that where is this breathing coming from? You know, who or what or how am I breathing right now? It's so simple, but it's really complex because it's very hard to grasp. And that's why there's just mountains and mountains and mountains of books and theology and videos and commentaries and people talking about it. And that's actually one of the reasons why it took me so long to talk about it, because I thought, like, gosh, there's just ample information out there. There's enough. But all the time, I hear people suffering from not understanding who they really are and where their life is really coming from and how to honor it. And I know from having experienced mental illness and having experienced trauma and these different types of things that many people are going through, that there are two things happening. We have a mental thing happening and we have a physical thing happening. And it's really important to get in touch with what's actually going on so that we can create an alignment. Because really, what it is when people are struggling and people are feeling a lot of misery in their life and they're having these chemical imbalances, which are real things. This is really happening in the body and it's really hurting and it's really causing pain and heartache and these other things. But the root cause of that, way out here, you know, beyond what all the medications can touch. You know, when you take those medications, you're walking around and you're just like, oh, well, I don't feel anything. Still feel like shit, kind of, though. So, you know, this is what happens. But as you reel yourself back in, as you find alignment with your inner self, you begin to realize that you were just having a dissonant vibration between who you really are and who society was causing you to be, who you thought you had to be. There's a lot of different ways to say that. And then there's all these ideas, you know, that spirituality or religion has to be this way or that way, or you have to be a certain type of person in order to be considered spiritual or religious. I just used a word that a few minutes ago that's not generally considered to be highly spiritual word. But in my mind, it's a word that conveys something difficult and challenging, which is what I meant to convey in that moment. Is that there's so much judgment on all of our words and all of our actions. And I think we have to begin to unravel ourselves from that judgment and really find out who we are inside and who we were meant to be so that we can feel a lot better, so that our brain can function better, so that our body can function better. So I didn't have very much time to talk today, but I just wanted to throw that out there and just hope that it's an inspiring message for someone today who is looking for a little bit of encouragement. I want you to know that you're breathing, you're alive. There is a consciousness in the universe that wants you here. It has a purpose for specifically you, because there's no one else like you in the whole universe. You're uniquely you. And you can be uniquely you while loving other people, while recognizing that we're all part of the body of the universe, all part of that one beautiful organism. that we live in, within, every day. Please take this to heart. Please be encouraged. Please be uplifted. Please know that you are loved and that there is a reason for all of your challenges. And that if you continue to seek, you will find what you are looking for. Namaste.